just fired a bullet into this car, and the car should have stopped, and it didn't stop.
My son, he did not deserve to die like that.
Whoa.
They want a war. They want a war.
We need to have police officers be aggressive.
The federal government stepping in, telling the cops they have to change the way they do business.
Misconduct, use of excessive force, denials of constitutional rights.
This is the first step to a national police force.
The wounds are old and deep, from the bitter days of segregation and Jim Crow justice to the collisions of the civil rights movement.
We are tired of police brutality.
And this conflict of America's yesterday remains a troubling part of our today. From the televised beating of Rodney King to the suicidal destruction of the L.A. riots. Violent encounters in Baltimore, in St. Petersburg, Florida, and on the New Jersey Turnpike.
It's an issue in the back of someone's mind every time a police officer of one race
2257,
pulls over somebody of another race.
Still they clash, cops and blacks on the front line of the oldest conflict in America, race.
Suspicion, fear, absence of respect.
31 to 3511.
Are you a racist?
But has Pittsburgh found the solution or made things worse? Many police say justice has been hijacked and they've been handcuffed, and a secret rebellion is emerging from the beat to the internet.
I believe the city sold us out.
And predicting that the public safety will be the ultimate casualty.
An NBC News special. Geraldo Rivera reports Blacks and Blue. We'll be back in a moment.
Why do people believe nothing works better than Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine?
It just breaks up my nasal congestion so that I can finally breathe.
It effervesces. It clears my stuffed up head.
What they're saying is only Alka-Seltzer Plus has the power of effervescence. It rushes medicine to break up your worst cold symptoms fast. Nothing breaks up your cold better than Alka-Seltzer Plus. And now the power to break up your worst cold and sinus symptoms is available in a liquid gel. New Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and sinus liquid gels.
You have smooth, beautiful skin, waiting to be revealed. Jergens Skin Smoothing Lotion with beta-hydroxy to gently exfoliate and smooth your skin. Jergens, it nourishes your skin.
Class, beg, roll over, sit, sit, sit.
Even the best trained pets can leave tough odors in your carpet. So get Arm & Hammer Carpet and Room Deodorizer with the power of baking soda. Look, our odor detector shows strong pet odors. Then we use Super Pet Fresh. It doesn't just cover up odors like ordinary deodorizers. See? It eliminates them with baking soda. No buts about it. If you've got pets in a carpet, you need Arm & Hammer Pet Fresh.
Fetch.
At the JCPenney 25% off fall shopping spree, you pick what's on sale. Come in, grab a 25% off certificate, and use it over and over store-wide through October 26th. Such big savings, so little time. I want it. I love it. I'll take it.
Showtime.
It's up, Paul. We got money. Ready for the money. Go, 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 go.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Introducing the new Energizer Advanced Formula. No battery lasts longer.
Tuesday on Mad About You, an ex-boyfriend dies, leaving Jamie his fortune.
That's his he loves you money.
I'd say Paul's a little teed off.
And on Encore, look who's got a new obsession.
I used to make music. Now I make biscuits. Workers need milk.
I can't make milk!
All new NBC Tuesday.
Next Sunday, for the first time ever, pro wrestling's greatest secrets are exposed. Real wrestlers risk their careers to show you all the tricks, all the scams, everything pro wrestling doesn't want you to see. Think it's fake?
I want to show you how fake it is.
Pro wrestling's greatest secrets exposed. NBC next Sunday, 7, 6 Central.
We've spent months here in Pittsburgh where an aggressive police force laid siege to crime and drove it to near record lows. Now it's those same tough cops who are under siege. Hi, everybody. I'm Geraldo Rivera. A federal investigation has made of Pittsburgh and its police department a first, a kind of civil rights experiment, and it's one that could soon be coming to a town near you. Tonight, we'll be revealing disturbing and still unresolved stories of police brutality and misconduct and abuse. They're the stories that brought federal prosecutors here in the first place and led them to make a stand. But you'll also be meeting a lot of angry and bitter cops who say the feds are destroying everything that they've done to make this one of America's most livable cities. There are lessons here for all of us. At its core, America's enormous racial divide and how black people and white people can see police so differently. How one man's hero can be another man's menace. The extent of that racial divide will be clear when you see our exclusive NBC News poll. But first, let's hit the streets of Pittsburgh, PA, where America's most troubling and explosive issue is playing out like it never has before.
We've lived here for 25 years. It's living with the urban story that we hear all over America. I can sit on my front porch and write the story.
The story Mayor Tom Murphy likes to tell is how his policy mandating aggressive policing saved a city that was a dangerous place to live less than a decade ago.
We saw the violent crime rate in Pittsburgh, particularly homicides, almost triple from the late 80s into the early 90s. And so it was a pretty grim time.
Did you dedicate yourself in your first administration then to trying as hard as you could to eradicate the threat of violent crime to the average citizen?
We focused very, very aggressively on what it took to not only react to the crime, but to prevent it.
Yo, I want you to back up.
I'm saying, why you on
back
my
up.
mom, man? What am I doing, officer? My mom
you know what? You better back away from me right now.
Back off.
Go home. We deal with this every day. We deal with this kind of stuff every day.
Oh.
You know what?
You know what?
You know what I'm doing.
Shooting dice right here. See him shooting dice?
Oh, hey, partner, bring me the dice. Don't make me get out of the car and have to chase and everything else. Give me the dice. Thank you, fellas. Or not, just ruined their crap game for the rest of the day.
Unfortunately, occasionally, the kids standing on the corner might be waiting to go to a basketball game and be very legitimate. And there's a very fine line when you're dealing with the kind of crime that we were facing.
You better quiet down, too, or you're going to jail.
Is it possible that you have gone too far?
I would suggest to you that we went very close to the line, but I think we attempted very hard to have our police officers respect people's constitutional rights.
But the highest law enforcement agency in the United States determined that the Pittsburgh police did cross the constitutional line.
That was a city where there was a lot of credible evidence that there was a pattern and practice of denials of constitutional rights.
Bill Lanley runs the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Justice. At the heart of its investigation of the Pittsburgh Police Department were the allegations being made by African Americans.
Wants to see you August 4th at 10:30 a.m. at the Back Institute.
Martha Baskin Branch is a nurse.
Cups and 2 cans.
Jennifer Branch is an office manager. They are sisters-in-law and best friends.
We just work every day, take care of our homes, our kids, our husbands.
They were driving home on the night of August 18th, 1995, to get ready for a family vacation. They passed JR's bar.
We came to a red light, and on the corner, directly right of us, was some type of altercation with the police. We saw a man being dragged out of a bar.
Jennifer and Martha say they were boxed in behind a parked police cruiser and observed officers in an altercation with the man from the bar.
29 got it.
That was when this man, police officer Joseph Benz, approached their car.
He told me to get the F out of here, and he called me a bitch, and I told him not to talk to me like that, and I called him an asshole.
And then what happened?
He told me to turn my engine off and step out of the car.
He was taunting her. I think he was trying to get her to say something to him that would give him an excuse to hurt her.
And then they went to drive me and knocked me into my wheel well. I told him my kids were in the car, and he said, after your kids, we're taking them to CYS, and he called me another bitch.
CYS, Children
Youth Services. Just out of the crowd, there came another officer who had nothing to do with any of the rest of this.
Martha says it was this man, Pittsburgh officer Joseph Legalski.
He came over to the car, and he said, "Don't you ever effing touch a police officer." And he grabbed me by my throat. I'm sorry. And he was choking me. And I was pregnant at the time, so I put my feet up, put my knees up to my chest to cover my stomach, because I didn't know what he was going to do. I didn't know whether he would kick me or whatever, but he was choking me. And by the time my 5-year-old, who was with us, had gotten out of the car, and he was on the sidewalk jumping up and down and screaming, "Please don't kill my mommy."
They choked my mom down on the ground, and they kicked my mom's shoes up under the car, and they banged my Aunt Jennifer's head on the side of the car. I was thinking they were going to do something to me.
What did he call you?
He called me a stupid, effing, nigger, bitch, several times. They all used the same filthy, foul language repeatedly, over and over.
Officer Legalski and Officer Benz were willing to tell their side of the story on camera to NBC News. But Police Chief Robert McNeely ordered them not to, citing pending litigation. But off camera, both officers refuted Marta and Jennifer's version of the event, and under sworn deposition, testified that it was these two women who were out of line. In fact, Jennifer would be arrested and pled guilty to disorderly conduct, for which she would pay a small fine.
The officer involved denies your allegations and even claims that you ladies were very physical. I think even, Marta, that you hit him. What's your response to that?
He's a liar.
But Marta and Jennifer were not the only ones who would eventually come forward with allegations of brutality. There is Ernest Williams. His confrontation exposes how perception is so often colored by race.
This was Easter Sunday night. I'd had a blessed time at church.
Williams says he and a friend were in this apartment building, studying math for their graduate work at the University of Pittsburgh.
I heard the two police officers shouting, "Police, come out with your hands up."
Officer Joseph Tongle was less than 1 year on the streets. His partner was Officer Mark Mashinsky. Together, they responded to a domestic disturbance call in the apartment complex where Williams lived.
And so then they began to question us, like, "Did you have anybody else here?" And we said, "No." So then we're saying, "So what are you all doing here?" They said, "We got some domestic call." And so we said, "Well, probably got the wrong place."
Officers Tongle and Mushinsky were also prevented by police brass from telling us their stories on camera.
Listen.
But we found another officer who was at the scene that night. Ray Strobel says he remembers what happened.
We were in the hallway, and he stepped out of the apartment, pointed the gun at us, and went back into the apartment. So we ended up getting inside of the apartment, and he had put the gun away.
But Williams swore under oath that when he got to the door, he was holding just an empty gun case in his hand, after showing a friend a weapon his father had recently given him as a gift. Williams insists that when the cops arrived, the pistol itself was safely tucked away in a bag. But the cops claim Williams is a liar. They say that when they got to that door, he was holding a gun in his hand.
I said, "Sir, all we're doing is studying mathematics." You know, and by this time my friend is getting word and saying, "You know, he's a preacher, man."
And so Jesus comes along, he says, "I want you to confront your mountain." And he says, plainly,
That's right, an ordained Baptist minister. But Reverend Williams claims that did not seem to matter to Officer Tongle.
And he just starts going off. He says, "I'm going to kick your ass, what I'm going to do." He grabs me around the neck, and he runs with me about 30 feet in my apartment. And by this time, he begins to bang my head up against the wall. I don't know how many times.
Williams was arrested and charged with aggravated assault and illegal possession of a gun.
"Hey, God bless you."
I said, "Man, I'm a preacher." But to me, it just seemed like just because of my skin, that if you were black, it just seemed to them that I must be doing something wrong. And that just hurt me.
But Officers Tungle and Mushinsky insist it was Ernest Williams' gun, not his race, that motivated them that night.
Hey, sugar.
Reverend Williams would eventually be cleared by a jury of all charges. He would then flee Pittsburgh to the historic First Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. Still, he says, the incident stayed with him. He'd been sheltered from the everyday tensions that so often exist between blacks and the police. But on the streets, that tension is a constant.
As a black male, blue hoodie.
We'll hit those streets in a moment. The conflict you'll see there is reflected in our nationwide NBC News poll. Here's a first look.
Blacks and blue. We'll be back in a moment.
All right, listen up. You know Snap.com is America's fastest growing search engine on the web. You know it's easy. You know it's convenient. You know it'll get you what you need on the web when you need it. So log on to Snap.com now and get a free email account. Plus, while you're there, check out all the other cool free stuff you can get at Snap.com. Free email and a ton of free stuff. So what are you waiting for? Visit Snap.com right now. The big new search engine from NBC.
I would try on 10 different outfits just to find an outfit that made me look thinner. I was fat. I decided I'm going to go for it. I lost over 30 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. I've got so much more energy. I just love the orange pineapple. It tastes amazing.
Cool orange with a sweet burst of pineapple. 23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
My stomach is flat as a fritter.
Slim Fast every day. Balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
I'm a completely new person.
Kmart's big store-wide Halloween sale is heading for home, so you've got to hurry in. All pillows are on sale, as low as $3.99. Big bags of fun-sized candy are just $1.88 each. Sprinkles are a low, low 99 cents. Stock up on GE light bulbs. Get 4 for $5. And Bounty paper towels or Charmin bath tissue are 2 for $12. Get to the store-wide Halloween sale at Kmart now. Lowest sale prices every time. Guaranteed.
Hello, it's me, your skin. I don't usually do endorsements, but for new Vaseline Intensive Care Lotion, I'll make an exception. Vaseline's the only lotion with new skin protection complex. When I'm dry, it heals me. But here's what really excites me. Now Vaseline also protects me from the sun, cold, wind, even water. I feel marvelous. Hey, I'm the only skin you've got. Take care of me. Take Vaseline Intensive Care of me.
Detective Mike Logan was a great cop. But 3 years ago, he made one mistake. And he was exiled.
You slugged a politician.
Sunday in 2 weeks, he's got one chance to come back. What happened to you? But he's got to bring down an old friend to do it.
You ever hear of loyalty?
You investigating cops, huh, Mike? Christopher Knows rejoins the cast of Law & Order.
Whoever he is, he's in my old precinct.
Exiled, a Law & Order movie. NBC Sunday in 2 weeks.
Breaking news, inside sources, expert opinions. Geraldo Rivera getting to the heart of the investigation of the president. Rivera live at CNBC.
Bates, one more time on the description on the actor in the L&M bar.
Dark-skinned black male.
Jimmy Theros has been on the job for 4 years, long enough to learn this hard lesson.
Is there any guns in this couch, guys?
Wearing a badge doesn't always make him the good guy.
There's a lot of good people, but maybe I'm just making my personal observations because most of the people I come in contact with in the community and the projects are bad people.
His days and nights are about confronting two things.
I've looked down the barrel of a gun already, and it's not a nice sight.
Crime, which he expected.
What's up in your mouth? Tongue.
And the reality of race, which he did not.
Black male, 5'5".
The thing that's been instilled in their heads is that the police are the bad guys. Sometimes you see that in the eyes of a 5, 6, 7-year-old.
2051.
So give me your definition of being a cop.
I think a cop is someone that should be trusting. I think it's someone that should have some type of communication skills. I think it's someone that should have some type of honor. But if
We have 4 to 5 people fighting outside there. One black male with a blue hoodie and blue jeans is armed with a gun.
Fighting with the handgun. Here we go.
All right. Does that mean shots fired?
No, not yet.
Black male, blue hoodie, blue jeans, brown boots.
Is there anyone shot?
Get all these kids out of here. Get all these kids out of here right now.
It was all in a night's work for Jimmy Theros. A domestic dispute, tensions high, and the ever-present sense of racial mistrust and hostility. No gun found. No arrests made.
Take off right now. For real.
You know, I saw the looks on those people's faces in the projects. They resent almost your being there.
Yeah, they do, Geraldo.
Do these people in the projects, because of the current climate, do they hate you?
They're strong dislike. Very strong dislike.
If you come from a pure white experience in a suburban situation where all the police officers treat you royally, that's your experience. When you see a police officer, you're going to, hey, how you doing? You're going to feel comforted. I am a guy who grew up in Pittsburgh all my life, other than 9 months. I'm an NAACP president. If I see a bunch of police officers, I start to wonder what is going on, what's about to happen here. It's a certain black paranoia that I think anybody black in this country has, if they're honest.
It was all of those mixed emotions that collided 2 a.m. October 12th, 1995.
This was the most passionate moment in the metropolitan Pittsburgh community I've ever seen. You could cut it with a knife.
31-year-old Johnny Gamage, cousin and business partner of football great Ray Seals, was stopped by police from the Pittsburgh suburb of Brentwood. The black man was driving his famous cousin's Jaguar in an overwhelmingly white neighborhood. Officers who were there claimed that when they asked him to step out of his car, he became violent. Regardless, shortly after what should have been a routine traffic stop, Johnny Gamage was dead, and a martyr was born.
This is where my son was put to rest. I come and talk to him at least 3 times a week. I know you at rest now. Can't no one hurt you anymore. God is protecting you now.
It's hard to believe he's there, and I know he's there. But I guess I don't want to accept it.
Whatever the cops in this town really think about what their suburban colleagues did to Johnny Gamage, they point out that the case really has nothing to do with them. Even though the poor man died within the city limits, sending a racial shockwave across our country, they stress that none of the officers charged and eventually cleared in Johnny Gamage's death was a member of the Pittsburgh PD. But that jurisdictional technicality did not stop the Civil Rights Coalition in Pittsburgh from making Johnny Gamage their symbol and turning up the heat on the cops on the beat.
Every time you stop somebody, you live with that, oh, what are you going to Johnny Gamage me? Or, you know, are you going to pull a Johnny Gamage?
It's bad in Pittsburgh.
The way Johnny Gamage died came as no big surprise here in the neighborhood called Homewood.
You better quit that.
These folks say the Constitution was suspended for black men a long time ago.
It's a recipe for death. I hope these cameras quote it.
They are a local rap group called Rough Chemistry, putting to music an uncensored frustration with the police.
The preachers say don't react, but the po-po shots only 80,000 is back.
When he's not rapping, the lead singer, Brian Porter, works a computer at a local bank. For him, having a white-collar job has not changed the way he feels about police, or, he says, the way police view him.
Pull over. Your car is using a robbery. You have any drugs on you? You got a gun? I said, I know you. Lay down. Pull your pants down.
My favorite is,
we
got a report that there was guns in the car.
Oh, no, the best is you fit the description. Oh, yeah. That's it.
Let's go. Let's go.
They just see a white officer or a police officer. It doesn't sometimes white and black don't matter. You're a police officer, and you're stopping a black person, and why? Why are you doing that?
Racism. Well, I mean, definite racism. It's not even a black and white racist thing with the cops. It's a cops and young black males thing.
Something like that'll make you want to react physically, but I'm saying you'll die.
Black man on the corner, criminal. Black man in a nice car, drug dealer. Black man running, shooting, black. That's it.
But it's not a joking matter for them. In fact, violent confrontation with police couldn't be more real here. Unlike middle-class Johnny Gamage, Craig Guest was one of their own. 19 years old, in and out of trouble with the law, when he clashed yet again with the Pittsburgh police. What would unfold like the issue of race itself would be anything but simple.
So this is where it happened. This is where you got the word that there are 3 men unconscious, basically, in a car at the intersection.
That's correct. Officer John Wilbur spotted Craig Guest in the back seat, 2 of his friends in the front. Wilbur suspected the car was stolen. Then the officer says he saw Craig Guest pop something into his mouth.
I knew he was trying to hide drugs, dispose of drugs, so I ripped open the back door. I grab him. I try to bring him out to lay him down on the ground. I got a hold of his shirt. This door gets slammed on my hand. Now what? Now my hand's stuck. Now I'm caught, and the car starts to move. I can feel it start to move. I said, I know I'm going to go with this car. My hand's stuck. I can't get my hand out.
Have you used your weapon yet?
No. And now I'm literally, with my hand stuck in the door, dragging on the ground backwards, like this.
That's what police backup saw when they got to the scene and radioed for more help.
And I pulled out my gun and I fired the first shot into the car.
Through the back window?
Through the back window. And I was just amazed that the car didn't stop. I just fired a bullet into this car, and the car should have stopped, and it didn't stop. So I continued to fire, and the car is going faster and faster and faster. And with each second, I'm just being in more and more pain. This is where it ended, right here at 5th and Hamilton. Okay, show me. We had...
First of all, how'd you get out of the car?
My wedding ring had literally cut through my finger and peeled the skin back like a banana till it got down to the little part where my hand actually came free. The ring stayed in the car.
The ring was in the car?
The ring was in the car, and I came free. And there's a lady standing in the corner, and she's yelling, "There's a dead cop in the street. There's a dead cop in the street."
So you were the dead cop in the street?
I was the dead cop in the street.
Officer Wilbur's injuries were horrific. He almost lost his legs. The car turned out to be stolen after all, and police found it 15 minutes later with an illegal laser-sighted pistol and 2 dead men inside. One of them, Craig Guest. Bullets through his face, chest, and back.
My son, he did not deserve to die like that. He was a back passenger. What good was it going to do to kill him? And he couldn't stop the car. He could not stop the car.
For the police, the shootings were a clear-cut case of a cop doing what he had to do to stay alive.
Anybody who wears blue comes out here to do this job as a brother was dragged nearly to death.
This guy's definitely a hero, and he's a good man.
Racist cops, you can't hide. We charge you with homicide.
Still, the incident ignited racial tensions, and coupled with the Gamage case, forced the issue of police behavior center stage, underscoring how deep the divide had become.
It's a classic case of the perception difference based on history. We all come to the table with our own filters, our own life experiences, what we have been told, what we've heard, what we've seen, what we know.
Would you have drawn your service revolver and emptied it into that car were the occupants white?
I would have done it if it was 3 green kids in their own car. Because the only reason I fired in that car is because I'm being dragged down the road at 70 miles an hour.
Are you a racist?
No, I don't believe I'm a racist.
I'm delighted to welcome you to the White House.
For what he went through, John Wilbur would be honored in Washington as a national hero and promoted to detective.
Unfortunately, 2 people died in that situation, but John Wilbur, in my mind, was a hero.
A hero for what? Killing 2 lives? When it could have been prevented? No, he's not a hero. He's a killer.
And many blacks chose Craig Guest as their hero. and he joined forces with Johnny Gamage on the wall of slain African Americans, fueling the growing debate over police conduct in Pittsburgh.
If he's walking with you, you have nothing to worry about.
Reverend Ernest Williams.
Criminals arresting me.
The rappers in Homewood. Martha and Jennifer, and many others, felt they had no recourse, no place to turn.
Well, that's the easier one. Yeah,
but at least one man was tracking all these stories and began to forge a strategy that would challenge the Pittsburgh police as never before.
It's a two-way street. If the cops don't respect the citizens aren't going to respect the police.
Blacks and Blue. We'll be back in a moment.
Next Sunday, the movie that will have everyone in America singing along. Celebrate the story of the first legends of Motown. The Temptations, NBC, next Sunday.
The Oregon Challenge. It's my plan for Oregon's future, and children are a big part of it. It makes sure our kids are ready to learn when they get to school, that they meet high standards in the basics, reading, writing, math, and science, and that they can apply what they've learned. And it makes sure that every qualified high school graduate is granted the opportunity for a college education. The Oregon Challenge. It's about education, it's about our children, it's about our future. So call for a copy of the Oregon Challenge, and together we'll make Oregon even better.
These are some of our newest showrooms. Places where people can check out our latest cars and trucks, find what they're looking for, and then have it ready and waiting at a nearby dealer. Now, while lots of companies talk about making it easy to buy a car, we think our new website really brings the concept home. GM Buy Power. Things just got easier.
We need to teach our children the 5 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic, and respect and responsibility. Fixing education isn't about money. It's about getting back to basics. It's about smaller classes. It's about parents and teachers expecting more from our children, setting real standards and making sure our children meet those standards.
Send Brian Baird to Congress.
Let's work together to make our schools strong again.
Big, very big, the Les Schwab Fall Tire Sale.
Geraldo Rivera reports. Blacks and Blue will continue after this.
Franklin Perry may have the safest house on Bristol Court thanks to Liberty Mutual.
Wow! A Carnithoris sapidus. That's one mean bush.
We have over 500 home safety tips, including how to prevent break-ins.
The ancient Greeks called this the bush of pain.
Tips like planting prickly bushes under your windows and installing deadbolt locks. Safer, more secure lives. That's the freedom of liberty. Liberty Mutual.
It's the way we welcome the sun, with 35 sunblock. The way the best water now mostly comes in bottles. It's the way we make time for exercise and like to enjoy reading. Today, more and more people are finding reasons to live healthier. That's why Subway offers 7 subs, each under 6 grams of fat. Because when you're through surfing, you might want to put on a bathing suit. Subway, it's the way a sandwich should be.
We ease life's pressures. We help bring people back to life. We take care of best friends. We're the people of Pfizer. We develop medicines that make the world a better place. We spend over $2 billion a year on research. That's why we believe we'll introduce more new medicines for more diseases than anyone else. We're not just looking for cures. We're going to find them. Pfizer. Life is our life's work.
Do you ever wonder why people do the things they do?
Critics are raving. Apt Pupil is one of the boldest films of the year.
Put this on because I want to see you in it.
Scarily brilliant.
Stop
Ian McKellen's Oscar-worthy performance is riveting.
You play with fire.
Hitchcockian. With a climax that will haunt you for days. From the director of The Usual Suspects and the author of Misery and The Shining.
Come down to the cellar. You're not going to believe this.
Apt Pupil, rated R. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
A city's entire water supply is contaminated.
The water is poison!
You can't drink, you can't swim, and you can't leave. A story that could happen anywhere.
It'll kill anything.
How would you survive? The Thirst, NBC tonight. On a night when fantasies run wild.
No, I'm not.
The ER is jolted by a dose of reality.
What?
Wake up, Dr. Carter!
When the party spins out of control, one doctor must stop the night of the dead.
You drunk? Now get out.
All new ER, NBC, Thursday.
They left it as unresolved, which who knows what that means. There's overwhelming evidence that the citizen was right here, which is the same old crap that we've been complaining about for 3 years. But the good news...
Vic Walczak runs the Pittsburgh chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union. This became the war room, a local diner. Here Walczak, together with NAACP President Tim Stevens,
They put language in there that said that...
and retired Pittsburgh police officer Harvey Adams would meet.
Nothing's operable right now.
They'd swap stories, plan a strategy, and plot a way to bring allegations of brutality out of the shadows and into the spotlight. Johnny Gamage lit the way.
What the Gamage case did was to focus the community's attention on police misconduct at a time when we were able to get a lot more people. So, for instance, Jennifer and Marta came out of the woodwork as a result of the Gamage incident.
Vic Walczak and other attorneys met Jennifer and Marta.
What actually has been fully implemented.
Reverend Ernest Williams, an office worker, a grandmother who works for the post office.
And they put him back up against the wall like this to one officer. Then he started calling him all kinds of names.
Then Pittsburgh Steelers lineman Terry Long, and hundreds of others, all with allegations of abuse.
Nobody was immune from being victimized by the Pittsburgh Police Department, but clearly the problems are more serious and there are far more of them in the predominantly African-American communities.
This is about the Citizens for Police Accountability.
A grassroots movement would emerge, and the ACLU would file a groundbreaking lawsuit on behalf of the NAACP and 63 Pittsburgh citizens.
Monitoring them all. Why did you both become part of the ACLU lawsuit?
Somebody has to take a stand and make sure it just doesn't happen to anybody else. I don't want it to happen. I don't want anybody to go through what we went through. No one, not woman, man, child, no one should go through what we went through for nothing.
63 plaintiffs in this lawsuit. Mothers, daughters, grandmothers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Can they all be wrong?
No, I think there are... Tell me who's perfect.
1,600 complaints, the allegation you didn't do enough to investigate them.
I think in some cases, in years past, that's true. But I think fairly to the police department has changed dramatically.
Leaders need to lead, and if there's a problem, they need to be part of the solution. Unfortunately, the mayor has not been and is not part of the solution.
He's not?
I don't think so, no.
In fact, the solution Walczak was seeking would not be found in Pittsburgh.
The American people have been waiting a long time for this day. In the last...
It would be found in the 1994 federal crime bill, in a provision no one had ever enforced in this way before.
This is sincere.
The legislation made it possible for the federal government to intervene directly in the routine daily business of a police department.
It's actually important.
Vic Walczak remembered the law. He called the Justice Department lawyers and told them what was happening in Pittsburgh.
We got information from the ACLU, and that was valuable information. We then took that information and conducted our own independent investigation.
And within a year, it would allege many of the same types of abuse found in the lawsuit filed by the ACLU.
What we found was a history of some misconduct, use of excessive force, and the failure of management to be able to react and deal with those incidents.
Pittsburgh Police, anybody inside?
And while the Justice Department in no way identified the Pittsburgh Police as America's most brutal, The problems, according to the Washington attorneys, were undeniable. They had the ammunition they needed to take action.
We're the good guys out there. We're protecting society.
Smokey Hines represents the 1,100 Pittsburgh police officers as their union president. He believes the Justice Department's investigation was uncalled for. In fact, he took it as a personal insult, as did the mayor.
If they can understand what it means to run a police department in a city today, then my son knows more than they do, and he's 6 years old.
It must have been crushing to your pride when the Department of Justice says that you, unique among American cities, have to yield control of your police force to the federal government.
It was very frustrating because at one level, the FBI was giving us great recognition for our success in reducing crime, and now we have the Department of Justice indicating that our police were out of control.
Initially, Mayor Murphy tried to resist the Justice Department's intervention.
We disagreed with the Justice Department that we were facing the 800-pound gorilla.
Fighting the gorilla could have meant a costly courtroom showdown. So instead, the Pittsburgh Police Department became an American first, entering into a 5-year federal consent decree. In the decree, the police of Pittsburgh would formally deny all allegations. Still, they would become accountable to the federal government.
I am gratified to announce today that the city of Pittsburgh and the U.S. Department of Justice have reached agreement on a formal consent decree.
I went to the mayor. I told the mayor, don't sign it. He didn't want to fight the Justice Department. I don't care about the Justice Department.
We found that there were problems of misconduct and involving not only African Americans, but citizens of every color.
What's your location?
Suddenly, the police became the target, and the effort to undo a legacy of mistrust and hostility between blacks and blue had created a totally new divide between the police and Washington.
This is the first step to a national police force. This is the federal government shouldn't be able to come in and govern a local body.
Big Brother's watching. Big Brother's watching.
And a near mutiny was right around the corner.
I don't think the government knows anything about being a police officer in Pittsburgh.
Dateline Sunday. Doctors and scientists trained to save lives, but recruited to invent diabolical weapons.
Screwdrivers that could apply poison?
Yes.
Umbrellas that could shoot a poison pellet?
Yes. Now, one of these agents shows the world his top secret gadgets of death.
Couldn't live with myself anymore.
His chilling story exclusively on Dateline Sunday.
Nancy Francis, only on Northwest News, Channel 8.
Newspapers continued to denounce David Wu's campaign, calling it absurd, misleading, a cheap shot, even a sly lie. Molly Bordenaro is endorsed by school board leaders from both parties with a plan to improve our public schools. Smaller classes so students get the attention they deserve, schools safe from drugs and violence, and more dollars directly into Oregon classrooms. Molly Bordenaro, endorsed by Oregon newspapers, working to make our schools the best they can be.
So, you thought you knew everything about the Sicilian, huh? Well, I got news for you. Now it's in a whole nother league. This is the Supreme Sicilian. This is Ken Griffey giving a baseball a facial. This is a 300-pound gator turning you into a wallet. This is enough basil, oregano, and garlic in the crust to drop your carcass to the canvas. This is enough toppings to draw a flag for piling on. This is the Supreme Sicilian Pizza. Right now, just $8.99. But hurry, brother, soon this deal's gonna be gone. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
Ah, the possibilities Dodge Caravan opens up. It's a cabin in the woods, complete with heated power recliners. It's your own private ski lodge, or your workshop for building one. It's your place in the sun, complete with guest room and breezeway. Dodge Caravan, the world's most popular home away from home. See the friendly Northwest Dodge dealer near you.
This is where the man they call Big Brother lives. San Antonio, Texas.
If I am Big Brother in Pittsburgh, I hope it's a good sibling relationship.
Criminal justice professor and one-time Indiana cop James Ginger was chosen to monitor the Pittsburgh police.
Basically, what we're doing is establishing standards. We're establishing clear measures for those standards. And my determination about whether those standards are met are purely neutral. Either they are or they aren't.
It's Ginger's job to make sure that for 5 straight years they live up to the terms of the consent decree and report back to the Justice Department if they do or if they don't.
Physicians have standards, attorneys have standards, CPAs have standards, police have standards, and you fail to adhere to those at your own peril.
So several times a year, the auditor from Texas comes to Pittsburgh.
You guys are making good progress.
That's good. It'll be good for our officers if they...
Meets with Police Chief Robert McNeely and his staff and gives the cops their report card.
And, of course, whenever the audit comes out, we all review the audit to find out if there's any areas we're lacking and try to address those areas the next time.
Well, it's working, so that whatever you're doing, you need to keep it up.
You're a defendant against the United States of America. Don't you resent it?
Resent the consent decree? There were some things that were hard in accepting it, especially their accusations that we had done something wrong. We didn't agree with that.
But agree or not, the Pittsburgh PD has to live with it now. Every day. Every cop.
Tactical communications. This is part of the consent decree mandated training.
Every new requirement to satisfy the consent decree.
We need respect and sensitivity. The public needs that, and we should give that to them, and we should hope to get that back from them.
While many cops appear to be bored and resentful of the training, what they say is most threatening to them is how easy it's suddenly been made for anyone to file false complaints and possibly sabotage their careers.
It could be anonymous. They have to take an anonymous report, a complaint. Or they can put it in writing. They can fax. I can fax OMI something. Okay. So next year, John Fisher wants to go for a job somewhere, or Lieutenant Don wants to go for a job. Well, let's go into his track and, oh, look, see, you got people complaining about it. He must be a weirdo.
I don't control that.
Right.
You don't control that. It just basically sums up what we're supposed to be doing. Maybe what the community expects from us. Do you think that they should expect any less? If you do, maybe you should consider a career change.
2 shots! Fire!
For Pittsburgh cops, it is a world turned upside down.
Just give me my child.
Claims of constant monitoring. Tedious new paperwork.
I did not steal no cars, sir.
Rules officers swear put their lives at risk by forcing them to think twice before reacting.
You can't be hesitant when you're on the streets. People are just going to avoid situations altogether instead of, taking that risk. I mean, we're only human.
I've noticed that the hearts of a lot of good working officers, they're not into it the way they used to be. Guys are sick and tired of taking trips to internal affairs for doing their jobs.
The response of many is something like a mutiny by some Pittsburgh cops who believe sensitivity about race relations has gone much too far.
There is a loud group of people out there that seems to be getting an ear and making it seem like we're a bunch of racist cops when we're not.
Among the secret leaders of the growing opposition is this Pittsburgh police officer, codename the Blue Knight.
It puts tremendous controls and restrictions on the actions of police, and most of all, it monitors them severely, and it restricts their ability to be free and be proactive.
The Blue Knight, I guess he's the spokesman for us all.
He's got his own website. It's anti-consent decree, anti-police brass, and logged onto by hundreds of angry Pittsburgh cops. What the Blue Knight does in the shadows of the internet, Officer Chuck Basitti does openly, in black and white. His opinions published in the local newspaper.
And every time you go to court, you're accused of being a racist if you've arrested a black person, or almost every time anyway. How did you give the Miranda warnings? When were they given? Isn't this really all about race and nothing else?
Race has been probably the single most egregious factor tearing apart the fabric of American society. How do you reconcile the fear that minority people have to this day that the cops aren't their friends, but they're their enemies?
Well, I believe that there's tension throughout the country, but I believe that we are actively working here in Pittsburgh to make things better. We've shown that we're trying to build bridges with the community
We need their cooperation.
To their credit, the mayor and the police chief really opened their doors for us, allowing us to ride along with their officers. Those we met and spent time with seemed sincerely committed to their profession. Many talked about how they had dreamed of becoming cops their entire lives. But many also talked about how that dream was becoming a nightmare in which the federal government was effectively preventing them from doing their jobs.
Some guys have gotten to the point where they don't want to be around anything. And they don't want to, they don't want to be around any activity whatsoever. They're so afraid of being disciplined and being sued now that they don't want to be around any activity.
I used to patrol a lot more aggressively. I think most of the guys in my unit patrolled more aggressively.
The cops say their hands are tied now, that they are handcuffed and not effective as they used to be, and crime already is starting to inch up.
It's hogwash, and what you're hearing is that change is coming to Pittsburgh, and change always comes with some price.
They just have to suck it up and live with it. As we have lived with brutality. This is a reality they have to adjust to.
Kuhlman. Sir. 3210.
Yes, sir.
Taylor.
From roll call
22.
to patrol, dozens of Pittsburgh officers say they have pulled back. They've told NBC News they simply won't risk taking that extra step to fight crime. The real victim now, according to these officers at least, the average Pittsburgh citizen, for whom all of this was meant to help.
Crime's definitely going to go back up because they're handcuffing us to the point where we can't do our job.
Crime is going to increase. Please let me be wrong, but I'm telling you, that's my feeling.
At an annual memorial service for the bravest of Pittsburgh's police, those who died serving the public, a new bitter question arises. Is it worth it anymore?
There's a suspicious male in the corner. Been there for about half an hour with a long black object in his hand. Now walking towards the broad. He's a black male, 5'5", with a maroon t-shirt on.
Blacks and blue. We'll be back in a moment.
You name it, I ate it. Cookies and cake and donuts. You know, whatever the kids were eating, I was fat. I wanted to get healthy. I lost 43 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. Slim Fast made it easy. I don't have to worry about measuring, mixing, weighing food. It's great. It's a healthy way of life.
23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
My energy's amazing. It makes my life fun.
Slim Fast, every day. Balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
I'm much happier now.
How come you do me like you do? How come you do?
Even if you can't always treat your wood furniture with kid gloves, always treat it to Pledge. Because Pledge does what's right for your wood. Its conditioners care for and protect it far longer than dusting sprays. So treat your furniture like you do. And where life goes on, let Pledge go on. S.C. Johnson.
Nine programs, $27. 5 hot dogs, 6 pennants, $45. 1 big puppy hand, $6. Their first big league ball game, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, the card at the heart of Major League Baseball.
May I help you?
If I wanted a Whopper, no pickles, that wouldn't be a problem. But would we get to hear you sing?
No, sir. You get to hear us sing.
Hold a pickle, hold a lettuce, special order donut.
May I help you?
If I want my value meal with rings instead of fries, is that a problem?
Value meal with rings or fries, it still costs the same great price. You don't have to ask us twice to have it your way.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
Exercise. You know it's important, but you may not know how important. At age 50, you can actually add years to your life. Extraordinary new information. NBC 90 News Monday.
Okay, so no one said raising your kids was going to be easy, but it can be easier. There are experts out there ready to help. People who've dealt with the worst, the toughest, the most impossible kids on earth. They're called your parents. You remember them? They probably love to hear from you. So pick their brains, ask their advice. They raised you. must know something about the subject.
For I wait, pray the Lord, my soul to take it. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Martha Branch has held on to her personal faith, but her belief in police has not been restored yet. Some 4 years since the night outside JR's bar. And perhaps most tragic for this young family is the shattering of one little boy's American dream.
My child, who was 5 at the time, he wanted to be a police officer when he grew up until this happened. It's just scary. He's afraid of him as well.
Isn't it sad that the man on the corner, the officer on the beat, is now the enemy?
Yeah, it is. Because I'd trust a stranger. I'd trust a stranger. I'd trust someone who most people would think was a thug to help me in a situation if I needed help before I'd trust a police officer.
You gonna make two go to sleep?
Marta, along with those remaining allied to the ACLU, are still suing the Pittsburgh police individually for financial compensation.
And I saw the one officer hitting.
And the city is vigorously defending its officers, insistent they are only guilty of being good cops. Pittsburgh police try to maintain their faith, too, hoping they'll be vindicated in court.
He didn't call the police, my mother did.
Trapped, they say, by values lost.
So how do you get the money off of you?
And the changing expectations of our times.
Do you think in some ways maybe you're a dinosaur? Maybe your age is past?
I think I am a dinosaur. In fact, I can tell you I'm a dinosaur. I would have loved patrolling up here in the 1950s and the 1960s. I grew up during the times where I respected the police.
It's a tough balancing act, you know. How do you stop them without violating the civil rights? And you know, who wants to be the one to get out and test the kid as far as well, I'm going to pat him down, and the next thing you know, you have an attorney breathing down your neck saying you violated his civil rights, and there goes your home and your car and everything else. It's a tight line that we walk.
It's a stolen car, sir.
Pittsburgh is not a story about ugliness. Pittsburgh is a story of a city that looked and saw that there were changes needed, and its police owned up to it and moved forward.
The Justice Department certainly has critics outside of Pittsburgh. The Fraternal Order of Police, for example, a national organization representing 270,000 officers nationwide, has recently come out against the consent decree. Still, federal prosecutors here in Washington view the Pittsburgh experience as a national model for good policing, and they've begun imposing it elsewhere. The cops in Steubenville, Ohio, are currently operating under a similar consent decree, and departments in Los Angeles and New Orleans and in Columbus, Ohio, are all currently under federal investigation. America's cops certainly didn't invent racism, but many minorities feel that they perpetuate or even enforce it. Our NBC News poll confirms that far too many law-abiding Americans feel more fearful of the police than protected by them. Like busing, like affirmative action, the Pittsburgh consent decree, however imperfect, is our latest attempt to undo a legacy of injustice and conflict. Conflict that can erupt whenever blacks meet blue. I'm Geraldo Rivera, NBC News. Good night.
Big man. Fires. Light. 2.
For a transcript of tonight's broadcast, call 1-800-420-2626. This has been a presentation of NBC News. More Americans watch NBC News than any other news organization in the world.
You're watching NBC.